What it do, everybody? It's your man, Mr. Stout from the Skeem Beatz Radio Music Review. Like always, always got brand new music, great artists, great discussions, and no doubt we still keeping that moving. Got an artist that's coming out of Florida. Got some brand new joints out there. His name is He Square. Welcome to the show, bro.
How you doing, brother? How you doing, Kenneth? Doing all right?
Good, 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 man. Man, like it's been a minute. I know we talked like a while back, and it's good a chance to like to get you back on the air and chop it up, about the new projects you got going on. And but before we get into that, let the people know about He Square and a little something about you.
All right, guys. Well, my name's Skeem Square, man. I'm from Miami, Florida. Grew up in Miami, Florida. I'm based out of Tallahassee, Florida, right now.
Right.
Um, and I just love music, man. I love music, man. I love being a service, man. I think the reason I do it is I want to be with people on their good days as well as their bad days. You
Nice.
know what I mean? Music tames even the most savage beast, so I mean it
Right.
works for me.
Right. No doubt
Uh,
about
yeah. Besides that, I'm currently in the process of moving. I should be moving to Fort Myers soon,
it. Okay.
in about a month or two. Um, I'm also a U.S. Army veteran, served 5 years in the U.S. Army.
Right.
Um, a
Yes, sir.
lifetime ago, I got out in 2009.
All right. Wow, you put that work in, man. Yeah. No doubt about it. So now, how did you get into, like you said, you've been doing is a part of you? How far back with music that you go through? Like you start at the early years, or like you started when you're teenage years, or when did it start for you?
Oh man, as far as recording started September 2023.
Okay,
But I've been writing as long as I can remember. I've been writing since I was in the seventh grade, man. It was part of my therapy. Had anger management when I was a kid. I used to get in a lot of fights. So that
yeah,
was one of the things they had me do was write. But both my parents, man, they listen to a lot of different types of music. Both my parents are U.S. Army retirees, so
okay,
they traveled a lot. So I grew up on Jimi Hendrix, grew up on Donna Summer, grew up
yeah,
on Santana, stuff like that. All the old cookout musics.
right.
So I mean, but I also my mother had me in piano lessons when I was a kid. I managed to pick up a guitar when I was in my teens, and I just always liked music, man, all types of music.
Right. So having that like that's sort of musical palette like that, man. So you can like this is what you come up with the projects that you come up right now. You add a little bit of all of those different type of elements of all the music you growing up to. Like so, this is the kind of things you put into your own projects.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like, all right. So, as you know, my primary niche is hip hop. I actually, when I used to always fancy that, play around with the idea of making music as I was getting older. And I mean, it's funny. It took me till I was about 38 to start making music, 37 to start making music. But I never wanted to make hip hop. I just sort of fell into it. But hip hop's my primary niche. Then you can say hip hop R&B, but I also make EDM, electro dance music.
Right.
So a lot of different genres go into my music. You can almost say it's experimental.
Yeah. So what with all of those things that you have, like with the hip hop and R&B and EDM, they all kind of like correlate with each other. A lot of producers use electronic music, to do with hip hop or R&B, or like EDM especially. What are some of the songs that you have on this project right here? And also, what's the name of it?
All right, well, this project I'm working on right now was called L7. You know, L7 is a square. E
Hmm.
square seven. Everything for me revolves around the square. My company is also called World of Square Productions LLC. But on an L7, you got a track called 2K80s, which is probably one of my favorites. That has a lot of, it has a little bit of a dance element to it, but I wanted to make something that can hit hard with the hip hop lyrics, but also make people dance a bit. Then you got a song called Higher, which has quite a few song elements. I don't know if people are ready for that one, but I'm gonna
Uh,
give it a go anyway. But
right.
I just actually dropped 11 songs within the last 2 days, 3 days on SoundCloud.
Okay.
So, and they're I don't know, for some reason, man, every time I put something out, I feel like I like it more and more. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got a song called Love Me Bad. But then you got a few people I'm also working with I collaborate with in Canada or Portugal. And man, they're pretty good people. You got D Hawk, and then you also got Black Old Farm Beats, man, who's he's taught me a lot about music as far as expanding my mind and my horizons when it comes to my my own work.
Yeah. So some of these guys you were just saying you work with them as a producers for some of these tracks right here.
Yeah, I mean, I came across them on SoundCloud. It's funny, man.
Okay.
SoundCloud was my main outlet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When when I discovered SoundCloud, I didn't even know what the heck I was doing. But the more I started making music, the more people reach out, you communicate, and man, some of these guys have a wealth of knowledge, man. So for me, the only thing I enjoy more than making music is making music with other people. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Especially, and I find it funny. I just told someone the other day. I said, so I was like, yeah, man. You're looking to work with somebody like, yeah, but that person right there, I don't think he can sing to her, or she can sing to her. And I said, well, that's the kind of person I want to make music with because I don't feel like I don't feel like you got to be a person that sings like Beyonce. Like I find females all the time like, oh, I can't sing like Beyonce, and I'm like, yeah, but you can sing like you. Like I can't
Right.
sing. I can't sing like Luther Vandross, but I can sing like me, and I think that's the most important part. It's just getting your out, expressing yourself.
Right. Yeah. And so what is your process when you working with these beats and you're working with producers from different places? Like how do you what's your work ethic and but what's your process of creating a song?
All right, as far as work ethic, I mean, I've never set out the best rapper alive. I know. I mean, it's something in the Bible that says, man, not to boast about yourself and let others boast for you. So I let other people, speak it up for me. But as far as my work ethic, that's the one thing I do have, the edge I have over a lot of people. I don't believe there's many people out there who have work ethic as strong as mine. So I will not be outworked. I mean, if I'm denied, I won't be denied for lack of trying or lack of effort. I
Okay.
mean, because that's one thing I'll get it in and out. My lady has to remind me to get some sleep, get some rest. How many cups of coffee
Right.
have you had already? I mean, honestly, my philosophy is there's not wanting it, there's kind of wanting it, there's wanting it, there's wanting it real bad, and then there's obsession. I'm level 5 obsessed.
Wow.
So I mean, that's what I have to keep it there all the time because and you always have to constantly. It's all about growing and getting better. Now, as far as the process, uh, I don't imagine it looks how a lot of people think it should look. As far as my process goes, or how they would do it, but it works for me. And for me, I just, I write a lot. I write a lot. And I've got beats that I've started that I might be a third of the way through or half the way through. I got some beats that are 90% complete, and I
Yeah.
may go back to them and finish them. And I mean, I got some that I may just finish straight through. I mean, the song "Love Me Bad," which is probably, man, actually, I just put that out on the 6th, and today when I woke up, it was at 2,000 plays. Right now it's at 4,000 plays.
Wow.
Like immediately. And that song, I actually made the beat. I made the beat. It took me about the beat was made in about a couple hours,
Okay.
not even like 2 hours, and then the song was written in like less than that. The song was written in like 20 minutes, and it was recorded all in the same day. So I mean, it can give you anywhere from 20, 30 minutes to weeks. You know what I mean? I still got songs that I started a year ago, and I'm like, I'll sit there and listen to it. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Right.
it's a journey. It's a journey though, man. And I love every moment of it. Every moment of
That's
uncertainty. I love it.
that's really good though, man. Like you said, you do your own production as well. Some you make your own beats.
I make my own beat. 90% of the music that I make are my own beats.
Okay.
The other 10% are either I had a buddy of mine call them peasant beats, which are non-royalty beats that you find on YouTube, non-royalty free beats. Uh, or they're someone I'm collaborating with, and they'll have the beat. And the crazy thing about the people that I've had the opportunity to work with, if I'm working on one of their songs, I always luck out and they give me free reign. I'm like, so how do you want me to do? What do you want? Just do what you do. And and that's the best part. I'm just having free reign. You know what I mean? But when I'm working on when I with one of my songs and I'm asking someone to collaborate with me, I usually, man, I ask them, pick your real estate. You know what I mean? Where do you want to
Yeah.
go? And it
Yeah.
always works out. It always works out.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, so now as you being a producer and writing your own songs, are you working with other artists? Are you collaborating with other artists to, to also display your talent with the production that you do?
Uh, yeah, and like I said, I'm constantly learning. Like I know, as far as because I don't consider myself a producer, but I mean every track that I put out, I mean, it's either, if I don't do it, who's gonna do it? So that's how I
Exactly.
stumbled. That's how I stumbled into it. But I
Right.
try to pick up as much as I can. from the people that I do interact with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, like when you, what is your weapon of choice? Like, what do you use for your production? Like, I know a lot of people use FL Studios. Some people, they may use MPCs or anything like that. Akai. What do you work with?
I use
So
GarageBand. I use
GarageBand. Okay.
GarageBand,
All right.
and I use a little thing called a Ruckus FX that a
Okay.
buddy of mine found out. And it's got like it's got so many different things you can do with the samples. And I looked at him like, man, that's a kid's toy. He's like, bro, wait till you see what it can do. And I'm like, all right, man, let me see what it can do. So a
Yeah.
buddy of mine got that for my birthday last year, I still haven't even tapped into it as much as like I should. I think I've used it maybe a handful of times, but it's got so many things you can do with it. It's got like hundreds of samples on there. It's got all kinds. And you can, I mean,
Show
not
that
samples.
again, man. Let them see that again. Like, what is that right there? Like, so they can get
All right,
onto it.
so you can do whatever you like. You can hold it, you can bop it, you can
Right.
it's got all kinds of things, sound effects. Hang on, where's it at? And you can record. You can not only record, but you can upload your own samples to it.
Okay.
So let me see what I said. Like I said, you can take this, you can take something else. Say for instance,
Right.
you can you can take that, you can split it, you can loop it, you can
Wow.
plug it into GarageBand, you can loop that, you can slow it down, whatever you want. And
Right.
so when I'm done with whatever I use on it, it doesn't sound anything like what it just sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you won't even know what you're listening to. And usually back to the process, I don't think maybe 80% of the times when I'm starting a song, I don't even know what it's gonna look like before it's done.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'll be working on a song and like 2K80s. Uh, when I started working on that song, I did the beats, got the beat done, and I had this one verse, which in the song there's the intro, then the verse. So I only had the verse, and I was like, man, my whole vision for that song was one thing. And then one night I came home from work and I sat in the shower for 2 hours. And I started just envisioning stuff in the shower. When I got in the shower, I was like, okay, we're gonna go with that. And by the time the song was done, I was like, yeah, I did that. So
Right. Right. It's dope when you feel what you're doing and you can get back to it and like, yeah, I like this. That's the best part to me of being a creative or being an artist or a songwriter, what have you. Is to like the gratification of what it feels like for you before you give it to the world, like in that kind of way. Do you do it like that, or all your tracks is your babies, or you like, well, it's coming from you, but then once you get it to the world, it doesn't really belong to you as much, it goes to them? Or do you feel like these are my babies and these are the ones that I'm like, is very, I'm very touchy issue about how the way I put music out?
well, I never want to put out a product that's not quality. And I almost treat them like stepkids. I mean, I go back to them and I listen to them over and over, but it's almost like stepkids. Is like these last 11 I just put out. I'm like, I haven't been listening to the other ones. I'm like, I
Oh,
gotta give them some attention.
right,
But
right.
I find that when I usually go back and listen to something that I put out, you know, you're your own biggest critic. So I go back and I'm like, dang,
Yeah.
I could have did that different. I could have did that different, and that kind of slowed the process a bit. I'm very, in the creation part of the process, it's not unusual for me to go to work, work an 8 hour shift, and for that whole 8 hour shift, listen to that beat over and over and
Yeah.
over, the same song over and over and over,
Yeah. Yeah.
a day, 2, 3 days in a row. I'll do that, you know, and sometimes it's what it takes. I mean, it may seem like some Rain Man type stuff, because my
But
buddy was like, he's
it's
like, is that the same song you're listening to? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, you're not tired of it? I'm like, no, I'm just listening for something, and then maybe 16 hours through, something to click and be like, oh, that's what I'm gonna do. You know
yeah.
what I mean? But when I give it to the world, it's the world's, man. The whole time I'm putting it out, you know, I actually had somebody I needed some feedback on the song. And it's like, if you could maybe put something that's impersonal about yourself in that song. And I'll laugh. And he said, what's so funny? I said, the whole song's personal. He was like,
Yeah.
what? I'm like, the whole song's personal. So I was like, I'm giving the people something, but I really feel like with the music, there's always something that someone can relate to. Either somebody's out there going through something that I'm talking about, something that I went through, or either somebody out there is going through or has gone through what I'm going through. in these
Yeah.
songs, you know what I mean? And I almost consider them like after my girlfriend. She was like, man, she was like, so when you write your songs, are these just like random things? I'm like, nah, I'm like I'm in a time machine. And I think that's a gift in itself because I mean, some of these songs, like I tell people all the time, if you want to know anything about me, just listen to the music.
Wow.
Some of these songs, we listen to them, something that is things that I went through 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago,
Yeah.
yesterday. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I also speak life over things. I'm not a person that wants to. I don't believe that music is a vessel. It's not for me at least. It's not a vessel to be used for hate or
Right.
for preaching hate. You know, there's enough of that stuff out there already. And
Yeah.
although I may tarry to the dark side, I don't tarry to the dark side without speaking on how I got out of it, or
Yeah.
it has to be something that comes from it. You know what I mean? Some kind of message, some kind of point of me talking about dark side. I
Yeah.
mean,
Exactly.
I got a song called Lord Forgive Me that it's called Lord Forgive Me just for the reasons, the reasons being the details of the song. But
Right.
at the end of the song, it talks about how I have a strong distaste and a strong disdain for the things that I was doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And hopefully somebody hears it and be like, dang, not only, all right, he's talking about this, but he just gave me a way out. Or, dang,
Yeah.
maybe I can look at it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a different perspective on certain things. We need that in music, so something to kind of because we're on our busy days, we do our things, we out there, like music is a part of our everyday life. Regardless of what it is that people, whatever you're going through, there's somebody listening to something, a melody. It could be a bird singing. It's a sound to it. So we got sound and music, and all the ways, always. If it's a commercial, whatever. So it's always those things that affect you one way or another. So when you're listening to an artist's song into their project, you take it and see how you can internalize it yourself, or what would that author or what that writer was thinking of, and put yourself in that place when it goes to those lyrics that are being you know performed towards you. You know what I mean? So I take it very deep, man. I've been doing it forever, writing and recording. It goes way back to the 80s with me. So I just know that what I'm hearing nowadays is it has a change, but there's still things like your music that you have, the songs that we have with 2K80, and the other tracks like I Love You Bad, like those songs, like we have those kind of songs that what we're being put at on, like say like the mainstream per se, still have songs like this that still can ground us, and that's what gives it like a lot difference in the industry, but what we need. That's why we do it on the independent side like that, because we want to be able to hear those kind of songs that takes us away from what the same thing they've been giving us for the past 20 years. So I definitely respect what you're doing in your projects like that.
Well, Kenneth, ask yourself this question. I'm gonna ask you a question. All right. So who are the professors nowadays? If you look at, a lot of times you hear people go, "Oh man, what's the Well, when I was a child, the generation that came before me was like, "Oh, y'all generation of them, y'all messing up," And the same thing as generations go on. Our generation, but you got to think, who are the professors nowadays? It's not the teachers in the schools, because more or less, a lot of children, a lot of young adults aren't listening to the teachers in the schools. The
Right.
professors are coming out your airways, and that's one of the reasons. I'm gonna share the story with you. It's one of the reasons actually when I finally got the when my nuts finally dropped enough for me to start making music. I was in
Yeah.
a jail cell. I was in a jail cell working out, listening to the radio,
Mhm.
and I was working out, and every song after song was somebody who sounded like somebody else, who was trying to sound like somebody else, who already
Yeah.
sounded like somebody else, and
Mhm.
every beat sounded like the beat before, would
Yeah.
sound like another beat, and I found myself punching the wall. I was that. It's not an understatement. I was enraged because I was like, why does everything sound the same?
Right.
And like I said, I was always writing, and then this voice just told me, said, listen, be the change. If you feel like you can do it better, you feel like you don't like the message that's been put out there, then be the change. Nike,
Yeah.
just do it. And
Right.
so
Right.
I literally thought about it. It's the Pied Piper syndrome. And I mean, no, I'm not immune to it. I mean, back when Plies came out, when I was, you know, living life that I was living many years ago,
Yeah.
when that all black came, when I could be going somewhere and I could have on a red tracksuit, and I'm going down here, I'm in that all black. Guess what? I'm going to
Right.
my closet and
Right.
throwing that all black on, because now it's the Pied Piper syndrome. And
Yeah.
then people tend to say, how many people have Plies put in jail? Plies didn't put anybody in jail,
Yeah.
but it's just that's the impact, and that shows you how strong the impact and influence of music has on people.
Yeah.
Because man, it'll put you in a state of mind. Music can make you sad, it can make you happy, it can set the
Right.
tone for your whole day, it can set
Yeah.
the mood. You got your lady friend with you, and you put on certain song. You can put on a song that'll throw the whole vibe.
Right.
then
Bro,
the party's over.
that's
Or you can put on a song and you in there like swimmer.
that's
So
right. That's right. That's the impact of what music can do. It's such a strong force of everyday thing that we use every day, just like either like writing some words, driving a car, whatever you may be doing, like that music has a part of your day, just like the sound of certain things. So when you would it affects you too. So what it does to your consciousness is what what we hearing right now on the mainstream radio. Let's say you was enraged, when you was incarcerated, stuff like that. That was due to that, what they were feeding us through what they thought that we wanted, but they force fed it because it was all of nothing. It wasn't like different artists that you were hearing that had different styles and things like that. So now it's like more like we're gonna feed this, we're gonna force feed you this, and you're gonna like this after a certain amount of period. So 20 years into the game, now people are like, oh wow, like this is just not good. You know what I mean? It's like now they come into the way they call it woke or whatever, but still at the same time, we knew this. Like I was growing up listening to KRS-One and Chuck D and Public Enemy
oh
and
yeah,
Ice
Public
Cube.
Enemy.
Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like listen to those kind of guys, and they were saying they was giving me, food for thought. So now when I listen to a song, when I hear it, since I was so like, in so deep into that, when I hear a song that has nothing to do with that, it's not really feeding me anything that's positive to make me grow, I just turn away from it. You know what I mean? So I had to just being doing music. I've been on doing podcasts and radio for 20 years now. So I've heard so much music and I've seen the change, in the new millennial. So it's just like, it's just to get back to certain things, we hearing pieces and bits of it right now. You'll hear that, and what you're doing, like with your project right here, is actually bringing that to the light. So I love what you're doing, bro. So we got Heat Square with us right here on the Skeem Beatz Radio Show with your man, Mr. Stout. Now they can find you on SoundCloud for this new joints that you have as well, but then you also got 2K80 and the other tracks that you have, so they can find those as well on Spotify.
Those aren't on Spotify yet. They're
Okay.
all everything you want. My whole catalog's on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Um, but I really need to get that stuff in motion and get on Apple because I have more. I have a few songs on Apple Music, a few songs on Spotify. There's a few songs on YouTube, but I have to work on getting the channel and everything like that. You know what I mean?
Problem. Yeah. So on SoundCloud, how can they find you on that?
SoundCloud, just look up He Square. You spell that He space the number two QUARE. The two accents backwards, the backwards S.
Right, backwards. That's yeah, no doubt. Now, so, can you give us a little bit of insight about how did you come up with the name He Square?
He Square. Well, funny story, man. You growing up, everybody's like, "Oh man, it's square, do
Yeah,
square." But if you look at actuality, square means it's flush. Square is in the military we say squared away, which
right.
means get it right. But square also means fair. Somebody that deals fairly, man. I've always been a fair person, never been greedy. Even when I was living the life I was living, I've always been a fair person. But I guess as a kid, man, I've always been a big nerd as a kid. And people's like, "Oh, you're square, man."
Yeah.
So it kind of stuck. It kind of stuck, man. And and I just like to go against the grain sometimes. People want to say that the world's round. I like to say the world's square. How do I know? I ain't never go out to say
Right.
anything.
The world is square, man. How about that? But yeah, I dug the name and stuff like that. And having that, the information about what it means, what it stands for, that adds more to it. Um, and that whole thing, like standing on your square or fair and square, like that kind of thing, like that, what comes to mind, and then when you listen to the songs, you can kind of like, get a backstory of what's going on. So now with these projects right here that you have, is these going to be like you said, you had a ton of songs that's on SoundCloud, and they can find you on He Square. The S is the two, so when you put that up on there, the space on there, so you guys will find them. You're definitely going to hear it here on the Skeem Beatz Radio Music Review too as well. But when they can find you on social media and things like that, can they can find you on or you use any of the social media?
Yeah, I use Facebook. Under Facebook, I'm under Arias Joseph. That's
Okay.
Arias Joseph.
All right, good, man. So this project, man. So like you got these singles that's out there right there right now. Are you like putting them in anything with sync license in, or you put them in movies, or like any commercials, or you're looking to do some things with as far as performing, or you got any shows coming up?
Man, I'm looking to get into all that, man. I'm you know, my area of expertise is just making the music, man. And all of it's like I said, it's still pretty new to me, man. Still
Okay.
pretty new to me. So I'm looking to wherever God lines me up with, that's where I'm trying to go, man. Of course, I'm not in it for the fame or the money, but you know what? If you know, my higher power said whatever you get out what you put in. And I know I put enough energy in that it's gonna be prosperous, man. But all I really want to do is provide for my family, man. Provide for my family, man, and just have a prosperous life. And of course, getting paid for doing something you enjoy, that's a plus. That's a bonus.
Right.
Because
Right.
I mean, I can see myself, making music as long as I got music to make, I'll make it. What I mean, I got I've got enough material for. I'm looking at my vision board right now. I got one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 albums. I got Test Tube Baby. I got Black Guy Shoulder Shrug Emoji. I got Life After Rehab. I got L7, and I got I'm Not Normal. I'm Exceptional. I trust me. I got a bunch of projects that's already done. But yeah, it's just like I said, I'm still fairly new to this, and just I take it. I'm just they say take the leap of faith. And right now I'm just waiting to see where it goes. You know what I mean? I would
Yeah.
love to be performing somewhere. Um, so yeah, if I had the chance, I definitely would. Get me to the
No,
stage. I kill him dead. I know that for sure. I'm doing enough
right.
rehearsing. I'm doing enough rehearsing. I know I got it.
Right. So you know how you want it to go. No doubt, man. We love to see that when you get that. So now you got visuals or any videos, anything like that people check out?
All right, so I got a cousin of mine, Soldier Slick, New Floridian. He's pretty well known in Tallahassee, man. He's in and out of town. He's always shooting videos. He's supposed to be coming back here this week. I just spoke to him 2 days ago. So we're planning on shooting a video. It doesn't even matter what song. I just need to get a video out there.
Yeah.
And so he just got this brand new 6K camera. So I'm
Oh,
looking
nice.
forward to it. Yeah, I'm
Mm,
looking forward to it. So one, two, or three. I mean, I'll shoot as many as I can. As many as he'll shoot for me, I'll shoot.
right. Right. Get them in there. No doubt about that. Looking forward to that as well, man. So yeah, I also know that I heard through the grapevine that you'll be doing some collaborations with Hope the Rapper out there as well.
Oh yes, I am Hope, man. I am Hope, man. Shout out to I am Hope, man. Great writer, great writer, great writer. And I've been working on that material too, and it's coming along. It's coming along. I meant to say also, I've actually, man, I got these two spiritual rap songs, and Christian rap songs that I did the other day, man. And I caught myself by surprise, and I
Okay.
was like, man, I was like, that's different. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that with Hope, man, because man, he's got some great lyrics, man. If you guys don't know who I Am Hope is, you guys check him out on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
I Am Hope.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, big up to I Am Hope, man. Yeah, we've been doing some things for a long time out there. When I was out there in North Carolina and Raleigh, Durham area, yeah, we used to do some work, and we still are doing some things. Got some great music as well. So yeah, man, we do have some pretty good things we could be doing with you as well. As a writer, because also we were working with some folks out there in Tennessee as well in Nashville. So we sending some of those tracks out there with them as that. And also a few things like that's behind the scenes as well, to let people that we're working with on our playlist on Spotify, and knowing that we are working right now with iHeartRadio, which this interview will be on there as well. Um, we kind of like we want to see and test the waters what it is that people are looking for. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
even though it's EDM, R&B, hip hop, gospel, soul, I don't even care if it's rock and roll. Like you say, you work with like you like Jimmy, you grew up with Jimi Hendrix. I want to hear it all so we can get it out there, so we can test the waters and see what it is that what people are going to find, like they're going to feel from you.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's one thing, man. I've had people ask me, man, well, so who you trying to reach? And I said, man, everybody, man. I'm playing with me the music. I'm playing musical Pokemon, man. I'm trying to catch them all. I said, because yeah, I love rock, man. I love rock. I love Spanish music. I mean, I even got a Spanish song out there. It's Spanish English, but it's almost like not really reggaeton, but it's
Yeah,
it's a merge of hip hop and Hispanic rap. So
yeah.
that song's called Dame Mi Plata y Oro. And that
Okay.
song's you can find that on SoundCloud as well. But yeah, man, I want to get my hands in everything because I just love music, man. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't want to be. I'm not a one trick pony. I don't want to be confined to just one area. I mean, hip hop is just. I guess my soul just speaks in hip hop, but but
Right.
I like to dabble in everything, man. I'm actually gonna head back home at the end of this month. My birthday's Memorial Day weekend. Well,
Okay.
just after Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
But I'm gonna go down there and pick up my guitar because my guitar is down there in storage. I can go pick up my guitar, see my
Nice.
mom's. You know what I mean? Spend some time with my mom, spend time with my lady. And then, that'll be another edge, work on some other songs. I just actually just recorded this song for my lady yesterday morning before church.
Okay.
And it was this guy, it's a bit of a very mellow, sort of like a love ballad, rock and roll love ballad.
Nice.
And then she's like, "Oh my God." She was like, "I hear you, I hear you." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's just for you. We're not releasing that to the world."
That's cool. Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, it's a journey, man. They say life's a journey, not a destination. But man, I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to what it brings, man. Like I said, at this point in time, I'm definitely all game. Whatever it is you got for me,
Yeah.
like man, just shoot it, because man, I mean, I'm in that flow state right now. I'm in that flow state to where even with my job, like they're in chaos at the job, and they're like, I'm like on my headphones, like, don't worry about it, man. It's coming. Don't worry. It's
Right.
coming when it
Right.
comes out, man. Y'all stressing too much. I'm just
Right.
having
That's
the best days, having the best days of my life, man. But I owe it all to the Most High Yahweh, man. Because
facts.
where I was at this time, at this point in time last year, I wouldn't imagine I'd be feeling the way I'm feeling right now. In the great headspace that I'm in right now, emotionally, spiritually, physically. You know what I mean? So I'm very thankful, and I spend a lot of time talking to God each and every day. And God's also a big part of my songs. Even if no matter what the song's about, I still put him in my songs to let people know that he is real. You know what I mean?
Right. No doubt about it, man. Yeah, we feel that right there. We got He Square with us, man. Hit him up again. But first, before we get that too, let any artists, because you've been doing it for a few years. Right now, we in 2025. Let them know, like, any words of encouragement for artists who may be wanting to get into this industry or start to write songs. You got any words of wisdom or any words of encouragement that you give them?
Yeah, man, don't give up. Don't give up, man. Rome wasn't built overnight. You know what I
Facts.
mean? I've been doing this since September 2023. I started making music in rehab. Didn't know I had the opportunity. Lucked out. Got an iPhone. Hated iPhones. Didn't even, didn't like Apple. And then figured out I had GarageBand, and then poof. Um, but albeit I've been doing music just a little bit of time. I've also taken 2 6-month periods off, and that was due to me getting discouraged because things not happening as fast as I expected them to.
Yeah.
And taking a step back from, like, you've never been down this road before, so how do you even know what to expect? So you can shoot yourself in the foot a lot. So all I would say is don't give up, man. Don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Keep doing what you're doing, no matter if people are listening, no matter if they're not listening. You're doing this, whatever the reason you're doing this. If you're doing it for the right reasons, I mean, if you're doing it for money, it's not gonna come super fast. It may, but it's not gonna come super fast. But if you're doing it for all the right reasons, man, you'll be satisfied. You'll be sustained, man. You'll be sustained. So I know for me, I mean, God always provides. But I would say just keep working on your craft, network as much as you can, so you can grow, so you can learn.
Right.
Um, find your find your find your good group of people that not only support you, but stay positive, and keep you positive.
Facts.
Negative people emit negative energy. Negative energy breeds negative results. Also, I would encourage people to get your stuff copywritten. Get your stuff copywritten, because man, there's a lot of shady stuff out there. ASCAP's pretty good with that. Or you can
Mhm.
do the broke man's way, like I do sometimes, like I used to, and just mail it to yourself and don't
Yeah.
open it. But that's a lot
Yeah.
of envelopes.
Kind of work, right? Yeah, it's still, yeah. Just go to, copyright.gov, and that get your information. Yes, it costs a little money, but you can put enough songs on there if you want at one time, for that fee. So if you're working on a compilation or a project or album, yeah, just you can cover your tracks and sound exchange as well. Sign up for sound exchange. So you can get that IRC number. There's a lot of variables for artists that definitely need to know how to way to do certain things. So when you go into the business side, because everybody writes a song or maybe do a song or track. Somebody's got a song in their heart, some kind of way. So if you're protecting it, then you'll be, in in the good spot when you do go to the business side of things. But yeah, all the things you're saying, man, is definitely necessary, and it's good, to have that out there and to know how you're doing it, man. So hit them again, how they can get to SoundCloud, and also how they can find you on He Square on SoundCloud, so they can get these songs.
Yeah, man, hit me up on SoundCloud, man. The name's He Square. Square is spelled with a 2, not an S. Also, if you want to check me out on Facebook, it's on the R.A.S. Joseph. That's Joseph with an F, not a PH. Let me give a shout out to Huber. Huber, man, he's a great artist, man. That's probably one of the people that I collaborated with the most as far as anybody. He's out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Right.
Man, he's got the most swag most swag that white boy I ever met in my life.
Wow.
Uh, but he showed me, as far as showed me the ropes of garage, man. And if it wasn't for him, I don't think I probably would have continued. Like when I was starting to make music, I was just starting it. If it wasn't for him waking up at, when I woke up at 3:30 in the morning and like, hey man, that sounds good, I don't think I would have stuck with it. And I was at the beginning stages. So he was there before I ever recorded something. He was there before I ever knew what I was doing. So he's also on SoundCloud. Check out Huber
Okay.
Couch. Shout out to Criddle. Shout out to Black Old Farm Beats. Shout out to Road 129. Shout out to Chronic Octopus, RR Beats, and Mifanya Chico, man. Derek Cloud. That's my best friend. That's my ace in the hole, man.
Right. No doubt, man. We really appreciate you coming on the air. I do see some big things coming your way, man. We're going to definitely keep doing some more work and help you get into some more of these radio shows and these podcasts as well, man. And, keep doing what you're doing. With a few words of encouragement from me to you, because you do have some good songs. And I will get these tracks on there, on 101.1 The Fam FM. You know what I mean? Because that show was crazy. But I'll be on there tomorrow. So I'll be rocking
Yes,
out. Get you
sir.
for that, so they can hear that and everything like that. And we'll go from there. There's a lot more things that's coming up for this spring, summer into the fall. So we definitely going to work, and we definitely appreciate you coming on the air, man. And
Thank you for having me.
yeah, He's Square, man. Let's get into that right there. These joints right here. Got the 2K80. Oh yeah, I think we got higher. And I think there's another one is on here as well. I think we had L7. If we don't have that one, we're gonna get those songs off of SoundCloud as well. And we're gonna rock them out, man. Keep them in rotation.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
No doubt about it. It's your man, Mr. Stout, right here on the Skeem Beatz Radio Music Review. My man, He's Square. Come get some of that right there, man. Let's turn it up, man. All right, let's get into it. Let's go.
Sir.